Hello, everyone. Welcome to this UGC seminar on saying no to single-use plastics. This is a really good time to have a webinar like this because of our overwhelming concerns about the effect that plastic is having on the environment. Microplastics are everywhere today. You know, you can dive the deepest oceans, climb the highest mountains, and if you take a sample from one of those places, and there you have it, you will find microplastics. So the least we could do, I suppose on our part, is to try to reduce our use of plastics. I don't foresee a world, right, where we don't have plastics at all, because we have a tremendous love for plastics, you know. Almost everything that we use, you know, in our daily lives has plastics in it. Just by looking at my desktop alone, I find plastic mugs, you know, plastic pen drives, plastic cables, right? Even a plastic keyboard, you know, like this, right? So plastics are everywhere. So the one thing we can do to reduce its impact on the environment is to actually make use of our plastics in a meaningful way. So it means not just using the plastic concern, right, just once and then throwing it away, right? So thank you very much for being here today. I hope it will be a very fruitful and engaging seminar because we have three wonderful panelists for you today. I will introduce you to them later because according to the tentative now, we are supposed to have the dua for the program. And I call upon Mr. Muhammad Baihakis to actually say the prayers for this session. Okay, Muhammad, our intern from UiTM Green Centre. The floor is yours, sir.
Segala kebajikan, kepada Engkaulah kembali segala urusan. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, cucurilah rahmat dan rahimmu ke atas webinar Say No to Single Use Plastic yang diadakan pada hari ini. Berkatilah ia dari awal hingga ke akhirnya. Ya Zal Jalal wal Ikram. Kami juga memohon perlindungan daripadamu dari segala perkara yang boleh mencacat celakan webinar kami dan daripada segala perkara yang melalaikan kami dari berbuat taat kepadamu. Kepadamu jualah kami serah segala urusan kami. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar. Wassallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Walhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Amin ya rabbal
alamin. Thank you, sir. Let's move on to the main event that we are here for today. The panelists for today's session consist of three persons. First, we have Associate Professor Dr. Laura Das, who is from the Akademik Pengajian Bahasa UiTM. She has been a fellow at UiTM Green Centre for 2 years. She has won a gold medal for her initiatives regarding single-use plastics around the various cafeterias in UiTM. And she's also well known for conducting various webinars on this topic and also on the quality of life and free living. Now, the second person that we have with us today is Puan Mazura Anwar. She is a senior lecturer from APB. She started lecturing in UiTM well before I joined UiTM in 1995. And she has been involved in Gold Award winning projects. And she's a champion of supporting initiatives in conserving the environment, my kind of person. And she advocates for a plastic-free cafeteria on campus also. I think it's a passion that both Dr. Laura and Puan Mazura share. And then we have a special guest from the Majlis Perbandaran Shah Alam. Welcome, Encik Idham Hamidi. I'm not going to tell you his age, although it's on his CV, but he is a specialist in Kesihatan Persekitaran. He is a Penolong Pegawai Kesihatan at MBSA in the Jabatan Pengurusan Sisa, Pepejal dan Pembersihan Awam. Right. So thank you for being here, sir, because you have a long distinguished career in MBSA. I think 19 years in the Jabatan Kesihatan Persekitaran, 4 years in the Jabatan Pengurusan Sisa Pepejal dan Pembersihan Awam, and also actively involved in project community bebas plastik sekali guna Shah Alam, right? So, and this I think is a collaboration between MBSA, MGTC as well as GIZ of Germany, right? So thank you, sir, for being here. It is always nice to have someone from outside the university willing to sacrifice their time and to be here with us today. Thank you so much. So we have the three panelists here today. According to the order in which they were listed on the tentative, I shall now call upon Professor Madya, Dr. Laura Das, to start off with her presentation. Right. I think what we should try and do is, like, everyone has their presentation done, and then at the end, we shall go ahead with the Q&A. I think that is a really exciting part of this webinar today. So, Dr. Laura, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I see some of my students online. Hi, guys. Welcome, everyone, to this webinar on creating awareness on the dangers of plastic pollution. My topic today is Microplastics, the danger within. Here are some shocking facts on plastic garbage. Every minute, one garbage truck full of plastic is thrown into the ocean from the 1960s up to now, somewhere in the world. Plastic pollution can now be found on every beach in the world, whether it's a busy tourist beach or an uninhabited tropical island. Even when no human being is there, the island is completely uninhabited, plastic is there. Nowhere is safe from plastic, and plastics take thousands of years to decompose. Really, plastic has reached the ends of the earth. Okay, how often do we stop to think what happens to the plastic that we so conveniently use and discard? Those single-use bags, those plastic lunch boxes, plastic cups, plastic cutlery, and so on. Well, here is all they all end up in our landfills. And here we are talking about single-use plastic, plastic that is used once and thrown away. This is a picture, slide number 2. This is a picture taken from a Malaysian landfill. It's full of plastic waste. Plastic in the landfills stay for hundreds of years, if not thousands. And they accumulate to form mountains and mountains of plastic waste, as we see. Next. Do these plastic bottles look familiar? Yes, these are the bottles that we use once and discard to harm the environment for the next hundreds of years. More end up in our mangrove forests. Once in our river system, they find their way into the ocean. Here are some shocking ocean facts. Plastic is a major threat to marine life, the ocean, and humanity. As we know, the ocean is Earth's life support. 97% of the world's water is held by the ocean. It regulates our climate, absorbs carbon dioxide, and is the #1 source of protein for over 1 billion people on Earth. If the ocean is destroyed or harmed, it is equivalent to harming all forms of life on Earth. Look at this. This is a picture of a young whale whose carcass washed up in the Philippines. It died of dehydration and starvation after consuming 40 kilograms of plastic bag, scientists found. Reported in National Geographic on 19th May 2019. When there is this amount of plastic in its stomach, the whale gets a false sense of being full, which prevents it from getting real food. As a result, this has caused the death of this poor young whale. It died of dehydration and starvation. Plastic harms all marine life. Take a look. A dead seabird was found to have its stomach full of plastic fragments. Some shocking ocean plastic statistics. Recent studies have revealed marine plastic pollution in 100% of marine turtles, 59% of whales, 36% of seals, and 40% of seabirds examined. 100,000 marine mammals and turtles and 1 million seabirds, we just saw one in the earlier slide, are killed by marine plastic pollution annually. Why are sea turtles the most affected by plastic pollution? Studies have found that sea turtles mistake floating plastic bags for jellyfish. Jellyfish is a sea turtle's favorite food, New research shows that sea turtles mistake the scent of plastic for food. Even the smell of plastic in the ocean smells like jellyfish for them. Across the world, sea turtles swallowing bits of ocean plastic are dying as a result. By just ingesting over a dozen pieces of plastic can kill a turtle. They don't need to consume 40 kilograms of plastic like the young whale earlier on. They just have to consume over 12 pieces. They can die as a result. Take a look at these pictures. Top left is a sea turtle going for a floating plastic bag, which it mistakes for jellyfish, thinking it's jellyfish. Bottom left, a dead sea turtle whose stomach is full of plastic pieces. And on the right is a picture of a sea turtle entangled in a fishing net. Well, this is another major threat to marine life. This is a result of unscrupulous fishermen who discard their damaged fishing nets in the ocean. Were they more responsible? They would bring them back to the shore to dispose of them properly. But they don't. They just dump it into the ocean. And this is the result. All right. This is a picture of a snapping turtle called Mae West. It was found in a drainage canal by a boy in New Orleans. As a tiny hatchling, she walked into a plastic milk jug ring. Every plastic bottle has got a ring at the neck of it. It walked into it and got stuck into it. It couldn't free itself. It just grew around it. And this gave her the permanent shape, of an hourglass-like shape. Her shell became permanently deformed. Imagine the suffering she has to go through due to the damage the plastic ring has done to her shell and internal organs. Again, this is just one example. Moving on. Perhaps the worst and the most dangerous of the plastic waste is the plastic straw. They end up in the mouths of turtles, beaks of birds, and even in their nostrils. To our right, is a famous story where 10 cm long straw was found caught in the nostrils of a sea turtle. The straw was finally removed and the turtle survived the ordeal, but only after much pain and bleeding. This is just one such incident. How many hundreds more? We don't know. Moving on. All this simply point to the magnitude of plastic waste in our ocean. We saw the scale of damage plastic has done to the ocean and marine life. Well, what about us humans? Are we safe from the dangers of plastic? Or have our actions caught up with us? The Times on 18th of August 2020 reported that plastic pollution has been found deep inside the human body. Researchers detected tiny fragments in several major organs for the very first time. In the study, scientists examined 47 samples taken from tissues, lung tissues, liver, spleen, and kidneys, and found traces of plastic contamination in all of them. Yeah, and the types of plastic found are none other than those that we use so conveniently and discard so indiscriminately. Moving on. Microplastics were also found in human blood for the first time, reported by Environment International 2022. Huge amounts of plastic waste are dumped in the environment, and microplastics the size of less than 5 millimeter now contaminate the entire planet, from the summit of Mount Everest, the highest point on Earth, to the deepest oceans. People are already known to consume the tiny particles via the food and water they consume, as well as the air that they breathe in. And scientists have found traces of plastic in feces of babies and adults. Moving on. Continuation. Scientists also analyzed blood samples from 22 anonymous donors. All these have been found very recently, in 2020 and in 2021 and 2022. Very recent findings. Before that, there were no studies. All right. And they found that there were plastic particles, in 17 of the 22 samples, examined. Half contained the PET plastic commonly used in drinking bottles. A third contained polystyrene used for packaging food, and a quarter contained polyethylene used to make plastic bags. Our study is the first indication that we have polymer particles in our blood. It's a breakthrough result. We have polymer in our system, says Professor Dick Vedak, an ecotoxicologist at the Netherlands University. Moving on. More studies. Perhaps this is the most disturbing. Microplastics revealed in the placentas of unborn babies, reported by Environment International again in 2021. Health impact of microplastic in the placenta is unknown, but scientists say these particles may cause long-term damage to fetuses. Microplastic particles in placentas of unborn babies for the first time were found in 4 out of 6 healthy mothers. Researchers said it was a matter of great concern. The health impact of microplastics in the body is as yet unknown. It can be anything but good. But the scientists said that they could carry chemicals that cause long-term damage or upset the fetus's developing immune system. The particles are likely to have been consumed or breathed in, through the air, by the mothers. Moving on. All of these show that when the environment is harmed and its inhabitants, all its inhabitants, including us human beings, who are sitting right at the top of the food chain, will be affected too. Yes, plastic has found its way back to us. So, what should we do now? Is it too late for us? Not really. We still have a bit of time, but we need to act fast before it gets too late. We must get our acts together now, not only to save the environment, but for our very survival. So what can we do? This is what we can do as individuals, which will collectively have a huge impact on reducing plastic waste. We can do a lot. Number 1, we have to stop buying water in plastic bottles. Instead, we bring our own water bottles. 2, refuse plastic bags when you do grocery shopping. Instead, bring your own grocery bags. Every household needs a grocery bag. We have hundreds. We have lots of plastic bags with us at home. Just put some into the grocery bag and take it along when we go grocery shopping. Refuse plastic food and beverage containers. Instead, bring your own containers, especially when you're buying steaming hot food. It's best to bring in a metal container, not in a plastic container. As we know, plastic, when it comes contact with heat, it leaches toxin into the food, and we consume the food or the beverage, which is not healthy at all. Refuse plastic fork and spoons. Instead, ask for reusable utensils when dining in. Right, for convenience, a lot of restaurants, they offer you plastic cutlery. Refuse them. Ask for reusable ones when dining in. For takeaways, we don't need them, right? We have our own forks and spoons at home, right? Next, refuse plastic straws. Instead, bring your own reusable or bamboo straws. Nowadays, we can buy online the set of cutlery, reusable cutlery that comes in nice designer boxes. We can purchase them online and just bring it along. And finally, recycle empty plastic containers, whether it's your shampoo, bottle, detergent, oil cans, all these plastic containers, you can recycle them, or you can exchange them for cash. Next. Okay, so each one of us can help stop our earth from dying. We all have a role to play. We need to stop plastic pollution now to save the earth. Say no to single-use plastic. Next. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Laura. That was really eye-opening. Some things which you mentioned there have really scared me. Looking at how much plastic there is in turtles, and after that, there was an even bigger shock. There's so much of microplastic in humans. I wonder how many % of me is actually now technically plastic, as opposed to being human. Can we move on to our next distinguished panelist? Wan Mazura? I believe you're sharing your own slides. Wan Mazura?
Thank you, Prof.
Yeah.
Hold on, yeah. Yeah, we're sharing my own slides.
That's a nice background you have there.
Hold on. Hold on. Okay, can you see my slides?
Yes, it is indeed visible.
Okay, thank you so much, Prof. Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, it's my session, and I am very concerned about plastic bags being used all over the place. So I would always say no to single-use plastics on campus. Please stop using them, yeah? Okay. I would like to start my presentation with a short introduction about what the project was all about. Yeah, we did a project in 2019. It's under the KIK, and we managed to get a gold medal for this. But today I would like to focus more on the creative and innovative solutions that we have tried to come up with, so that everyone can follow some of these solutions, so that we will have less plastic bags on campus. Yeah, and I will conclude with a few things that what students have said about using single-use plastics. Okay, for the introduction, I would like to introduce the team that was in the project. It was actually led by Dr. Laura, and I was the head of content at that time. And our facilitator was Tuan Haji Anwar Ibrahim. He was the one who guided us through the whole project. And our group objectives at that time was to support the effort in making cafeterias in Shah Alam campus disposable plastic free. That means we do not want to use the single-use plastics on campus, and we hope to promote the green lifestyle and sustainable living environment by reducing plastic use. And also we like to create awareness on the importance of preserving our environment to the community of the Shah Alam campus staff and also students. And we decided on the project because it was one of the objectives of the UiTM Green Nation, and one of them was from the Vice Chancellor, which is number 2 here, which is to menyemarakkan campus eco-friendly, to come up with an eco-friendly campus at UiTM. Yeah, and it was launched in 2019, where the whole campus would like to go green. Yeah, and we hope that it will continue. Yeah, and we will be able to implement this in the near future. And since UiTM seeks to improve certain aspects on campus, but the main thing that we wanted to focus on was on the waste. Yeah, UiTM wanted to improve on water, transportation, energy and climate change, education and research, setting infrastructure. But the main thing that we can help, that our group decided to focus on, is waste. And we went around campus and we found out that there is an overflow of plastic waste on campus, especially on weekends, at colleges, and also around, anywhere around the campus, at cafeterias as well. So we would like to change this. We don't want this to happen anymore. We don't want to have any more plastics on campus like this. It's a bit too much. It's overflowing. So we decided to do a project, and we started off with two faculties, which was FSKM and FSPU. We actually tried to get students not to bring any, not to buy any plastic materials, when they buy food. But mainly for today's session, I will only want to focus on what are the main solutions that we have, that we hope that we can use to stop these single-use plastics on campus. So the quality objective for the project was to reduce the use of disposable plastic containers and in cafeterias at UiTM Shah Alam, and to provide alternatives for the disposable plastic containers, and to educate the campus citizens on the importance of going disposable plastic-free beyond campus. So when we say disposable plastic containers, we mean these are the single-use plastics. And it includes all the different types that we normally see and we normally use and we normally buy all the time. We always use these types of plastics. And therefore, we want to reduce, or if possible, totally eliminate all these plastics on campus, the use of them on campus. Okay, and the problem statement was that we find out that there is a lack of awareness on the dangers of the of plastic waste, on the especially when it comes to plastic pollution, the problems of plastic pollution. And just now, Dr. Laura has mentioned about microplastics and how dangerous they are. They are everywhere on Earth. They're everywhere, even on top of Mount Everest. And we also found out that there is lack of concerted effort, that we do not work together from all parties to overcome this large-scale issue. It is a very serious issue, but many people find it as though that it's not important. So maybe somebody else can do it. Why should we be part of this? Somebody else will definitely help in overcoming this problem. So we don't want that to happen. We want everyone to pull together and stop the use of single-use plastics. And also we found out that there is no proper education to create awareness on how disposable plastic harm our environment and wildlife. Although we do have seminars, webinars, and even campaigns about these plastics, the single-use plastics, but we don't have people actually trying to be part of it. We want people to actually come and join us and stop using plastic, but it's not easy to do that. I think changing people's perception, people's attitude towards using plastic is not easy. So these are the types of disposable plastics currently being used by cafe operators at UiTM, especially Shah Alam. Yeah, these are the normal ones, and sometimes we actually want them. We see that it's so much easier to have the lunchbox here, pack everything and go back and eat at our office or eat at the at the colleges, or you buy water bottles. It's so easy with plastic bags, but we feel that all these types of plastics do have an alternative. Only the cup lids may not have any alternative, but the rest you can actually have alternatives, and it can be used by the cafe operators to decrease or reduce the amount of plastic being used on campus. So we like to suggest some creative and innovative solutions to stop using single-use plastics on campus. We looked up for 5 main causes of why people are still using plastics. The main one is the human being, man themselves, human beings, is the lack of awareness. So what must we do? We must create awareness. And how do we do it? By holding campaigns, so that we'll be able to disseminate a lot of information about the dangers of plastics to the environment. Okay, and how do you do it? How do you do it? Yeah, of course, by holding campaigns. And another thing is about the materials. It seems that the cafe operators, they also lack information about biodegradable products which are available in the market that can replace plastics. Okay, and we want, our objective is that the cafe operators replace this disposable plastic, so that at least the biodegradable ones, although they are still types of plastic, but it will degrade into the land, and hopefully it's much better than waiting for plastic containers to degrade for thousands of years. It takes this plastic to degrade for it takes a long to degrade. And the suggested solution would be to have alternatives to this disposable plastic. And what must we do? We must provide information to all cafe operators on biodegradable products which are available in the market. Okay, another cause is actually not having enough facilities, for example, like the dishwashing facility for us to wash our containers if you want to bring our own containers. So we need a place where we can wash them if we don't want to use plastic containers and lunch boxes, so we can bring our own containers. So we need to have more of these dishwashing facilities on campus to enable us to wash our dishes, our containers, and we suggest that the university provide facilities, dishwashing facilities at all cafes, and of course providing the dishwashing and also liquid and also sponge for students or staff to wash their containers. Another cause is the equipment. There is no user-friendly food container. So that means we need to convince students to bring their own container, but it seems that some of them don't want to bring them because it's too large, or it's nothing that is not part of our culture to bring a food container and to put food in. Therefore, we need to, because it is a convenience for them, so we need to somehow or another try to get people to bring their own containers, so that it's inconvenient for them, but we want to have a container that is convenient for them. And we can provide user-friendly food container. University can sell user-friendly ones, and it should look good, and students wouldn't mind bringing them. And how do you do it? By designing a user-friendly food container. And another thing is about the method, which is there is no specific policy on disposable plastic or single-use plastic on campus. So we need to achieve this a single-use plastic on campus. We need to achieve the zero, if possible, and no disposable plastic on campus. So we need to have an SOP. There's something that everybody will have to follow, especially the cafeterias. Okay, they have to follow a certain SOP in order for us to reduce the amount of plastic on campus, and also an SOP for students and staff. What must we do, in order for us to help in reducing the amount of plastic on campus? So what we need to do is we need to develop an SOP, and this SOP must be disseminated to everyone, so that everyone understands what they need to do, especially the cafeteria. Okay, and it should be, we must recommend this to the university, so that the university is the one at the top, to give the order, so that everyone will follow. Why? Looking at the strengths and also weaknesses of so holding the campaign awareness, yes. When we are able to create awareness among students, about the importance of reducing plastic use, hopefully, they will be able to, practice this, and feel free that actually it is a good thing, when we hold campaigns for them. And to provide alternatives, it will give convenience to students, staff, and also cafe operators, because, if possible, students, once they refuse using the plastic, you must have an alternative. And here, we feel that maybe students feel that we may, the operators may feel that it's expensive, so they may have to, they ask the students to pay for them. They may be a bit of a threat. Yes, students may have to pay extra if they want the alternative materials, instead of plastic. And why do you say providing a washing facility? Of course, when they bring their own food container, they can wash them. So hopefully, it will be more environmental friendly for everyone. And designing the user-friendly food containers, we did that as well. We asked a few students from the other design, if I'm mistaken, for them to design for us a very interesting or something that students may want to buy, and for them to bring that container to the cafeteria. And last but not least is to do SOP, and with careful planning, this SOP can help boost environmental conservation. Okay, and these are the justifications that we feel that we must do all this. We must hold awareness campaigns, not only just one faculty. I think the law faculty has been very active in promoting no plastic, the green environment on campus. But how about other faculties as well? I think the FSPU have also been very active, and therefore we must, everyone must, if possible, have a campaign, create a campaign, so that we can create awareness among people, especially students and staff, and also to the for cafeteria operators, so that they're aware of the dangers of the plastic. And these campaigns are usually the first step to be taken before implementing it. So we have to inform them, yes, we should not use any plastic, and then at a certain time in the future, we say that, okay, now we no longer provide plastic, you have to bring your own containers, for example. And of course, government bodies have been doing this for a long, long time. Notice that, in December 2026, have been done in Majlis Perbandaran Petaling Jaya, and the Zero Plastic Bag campaign has been done. So many things, all these campaigns are being done, but, trying to get people to join, that's another problem. Hopefully people are more aware, and therefore they will join these campaigns. And justification for eco-friendly alternatives, the disposable plastic containers, would be the paper ones. Although some people may say that, we may cut more trees down, and it's also not good for the environment. That's true, but I think plastic, trying to reduce plastic will be more important. And Malaysia aims to be disposable plastic free or single-use plastic free by 2030. So hopefully, by reducing the amount of plastic and using other friendly materials, will be much better. And the justification for washing facilities, of course, this at least, will put some effort for student and staff to bring their own containers, and they can wash their own containers, and that will definitely reduce the amount of plastic that's being used on campus. And the SOP, we actually came up with an SOP, and it has been accepted by the university, but it hasn't been fully implemented. Okay, why do we suggest an SOP? Because it is easily adopted by all faculties, and all UiTM campuses to implement the disposable plastic-free cafeteria. And it also ensures standardization. So everyone will replicate the same SOP and do the same thing, and therefore the objective will probably, we can achieve the objectives. And also the SOP can control the quality and consistency of the campaigns. I mean, some people may have a large campaign or a small campaign, but with the SOP, we can control the quality. Everyone have almost a similar type of campaign. And of course, it will save cost, training costs, because then it will refer to as a guide, so we don't have to go on and spending so much money on the campaigns. We will have a certain amount of information for everyone to use. So these are the reasons, and we got it from Peterson 2006, 2009, and Akia 2012, where it is important that we have an SOP for the whole system so that it's easier to be implemented. Last but not least is the design of a lunchbox set. So, if you see here in the pictures, we designed a lunchbox set where you can have different compartments and even a very different type of container for drinking. It may be interesting for the students to buy, and it's not that large. And there's another container where you can have like 2 sets, in one. So we want a lunchbox set which is eco-friendly. We can reuse this, and it will last for a long, long time. So instead of using the single-use plastic, the lunchbox, we bring our own containers. And students have already designed this for us, and it's actually we asked other students which type of containers did they like, and based on the survey, this is the type that they decided that are interesting and they might buy. Most of them may want to buy them. Okay, and hopefully by having a nice looking container, students will buy them and use them on campus, and therefore it will reduce the amount of single-use plastics available on campus. Okay, and this is how we actually designed the lunchbox. We actually created a questionnaire, and then we found out from the FSSR students to design it for us. We have meetings, and they did a 2D sketch for us, and then we got feedback from the other students, and then we had the second draft of the lunchboxes, and then the third draft, and they come up with a cost. And I think it is not that expensive if we were to come up with we were to print a lot of them. If we were to print more lunchboxes, and we can give these lunchboxes for free during the orientation week, the Minggu Destinasi Siswa MDS week. If they can give these instead of other things to the students, maybe they will use these containers to replace the single-use plastics on campus. So the conclusion is, these are all from the surveys that we've done with the students. They themselves, students said, they agree that we should bring our own containers. We should use recyclables. We should stop using disposables. We should spread awareness to everyone. These are all mentioned by our own students. And we should charge for these disposables. We should provide reusable containers, free reusable containers. And if possible, eat at the cafe. These are all suggestions from students. So I think they are aware if we keep on having campaigns, and they become more aware of this, and hopefully they will also bring their own containers and reduce the amount of plastic, single-use plastic on campus. All in all, we hope that this can happen. We hope that UiTM ensure that food operators support the Say No to Single-Use Plastic campaigns by not providing plastic items to students and staff. And food operators could provide alternatives for the single-use plastics, such as paper items, and they can charge for these items. If they do, maybe students will not buy them and in the end, they will bring their own containers. And it's also important to educate campus citizens on the importance of going disposable plastic-free or single-use plastic-free, not only on campus, but beyond campus. So whatever that the campaigns that we've done, it should stick with them, yeah, not only on campus, but of course, as it's part of their culture of not using any of these plastic materials. And UiTM should also come up with the SOP for students and staff and for cafe operators in order for us to reduce the single-use plastic on campus. And last but not least, yeah, we hope that we'll be able to encourage, yeah, all staff and students to bring their own containers, yeah, or for takeaways especially. Yeah, so we don't have to use any of the single-use plastics anymore. Okay, that's it from me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Puan Mazura. That's a really interesting account of something which is happening right in our backyard. Someone who's actually doing something about it. But before we move on to our next panelist, I would like to share something. Okay, this is always in my knapsack. So if you're yeah. So this is good.
Excellent.
Yeah, and this is plastic, but it is multiple use plastic because I use that to carry my cherry tomatoes in this.
Excellent.
Right. And for drinks,
wow.
I like to keep my coffee in this. So when I finish with my coffee, it goes with some cold drinks.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Excellent.
Yeah, but I do love plastic. I have to admit it. Especially when you have nice purple plastics, pink plastics, and blue plastics, and they come in the form of branded Tupperware. I have quite a few of those alone. Not just water bottles. You just use them for drinking.
For life.
Normal, yes.
Thank you, Prof.
Yeah, so that's what I do. Right.
Excellent.
Okay. Thank you so much, Puan Mazura, and also Dr. Laura. Now, we have a very special guest from MBSA. He is the man when it comes to issues relating to Kesihatan Persekitaran in MBSA. So the fact that we enjoy such a nice, clean, enjoyable environment in MBSA is due to him and his department. Right. So, Encik Idham, right, the floor is yours. Tell us your story. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Selamat petang semua. Okey, untuk sesi pada petang ini saya akan buat perkongsian program MBSA berkaitan pencegahan plastik sekali guna di Shah Alam. Okey, next. Okey, ini adalah soalan yang biasa kalau saya bagi ceramah ataupun taklimat, saya akan keluarkan soalan ini untuk audiens jawablah. Right, okay, next. Okay, ini pengenalan. Bandar Shah Alam telah terpilih sebagai bandar rintis pilot project di Malaysia pada 12 April 2021 untuk pelaksanaan pencegahan plastik, penggunaan plastik sekali guna melalui projek KPC kolaborasi bersama Malaysian Green Technology and Climate Change Corporation serta GIS, sebuah agensi dari kerajaan Jerman. Okay, next. Okay, MBSA, kenalan. MBSA mewujudkan projek rintis dengan menggazetkan beberapa kawasan di Shah Alam, antaranya kawasan Pangsapuri Wisata Alam, bangunan MBSA itu sendiri, Sekolah Antarabangsa Duit Emas, kerjasama pada tahun ini dengan UiTM Shah Alam serta NET projek bersama Kompleks PNS untuk menjadikan sebagai kawasan komuniti bebas plastik sekali guna yang dipanggil KBPSG, yang juga merupakan salah satu gerak kerja di bawah projek KEPSI oleh MGTC serta JIS, dan juga sebagai penanda aras kepada kawasan-kawasan lain bagi membolehkan promosi dapat disebar luas ke seluruh Shah Alam. Ini adalah objektif projek ataupun program. Satu adalah menyediakan satu sistem pelan tindakan kawalan penggunaan plastik sekali guna di kawasan komuniti awam di Shah Alam. Okey, untuk makluman semua, MBC baru selesai mengeluarkan pelan tindakan. Nanti dalam masa akan datang kita akan share lah pelan tindakan tersebut. Kedua, memberi pendidikan dan kesedaran berterusan kepada semua peringkat lapisan masyarakat berkenaan kesan penggunaan plastik sekali guna. Objektif ketiga, sebagai perintis kepada kawasan-kawasan lain di Shah Alam bagi mengawal penggunaan plastik sekali guna. Next. Okey. Next. Okey. Kerajaan Malaysia, polisi Kerajaan Malaysia, misi Pelan Hal 7 ini adalah untuk mengambil pendekatan berperingkat berasaskan bukti dan holistik dengan melibatkan semua pihak berkepentingan dalam bersama-sama menangani pencemaran plastik sekali guna di Malaysia. Pelan Hal 7 ini dijangka menggunakan tindakan semasa yang lebih mampan ke arah persekitaran yang lebih bersih dan sihat menjelang 2030. Pelan Hal 7 akan dilaksanakan dari tahun 2018 hingga 2030 dengan jangkaan bahawa semua berkaitan pihak berkepentingan akan memainkan peranan mereka dengan berkesan untuk memastikan objektif Pelan Hal 7 ini tercapai. Ini adalah mission roadmap. Okay. Dalam pelan ini, peringkat awal 2018 hingga 2020 adalah pembinaan modul pelan tindakan dan polisi. Dalam masa yang sama, kerajaan telah mengenakan bayaran cas penggunaan beg plastik sehingga tahun 2022. Di dalam program ini juga ceramah dan perbincangan berkaitan kempen kepada semua masyarakat. Okay, next untuk tahun 2024 hingga 2030 kita akan buat hentikan penggunaan plastik sekali guna secara berperingkat. Okay, next. Mana pula polisi Kerajaan Negeri Selangor? Kerajaan Negeri Selangor merangka polisi dan dasar kerajaan negeri yang terpakai kepada orang awam dan agensi kerajaan yang terlibat melalui pengedaran perkeliling kerajaan negeri yang telah disahkan dan diluluskan oleh Majlis Musyawarah Negeri Selangor seperti berikut. Surat perkeliling cadangan pengurangan penggunaan beg plastik dan polisterina di Negeri Selangor bertarikh 2 Ogos 2016. Surat perkeliling pelaksanaan kempen hindari penggunaan plastik sekali guna di Kementerian, Agensi Kerajaan Persekutuan dan Negeri bertarikh 28 Jun 2019. Dasar-dasar dan kempen yang diadakan ini adalah selaras dengan pelan tindakan yang digariskan di dalam Roadmap Zero Single Use Plastic 2018-2030 yang dilancarkan oleh Kementerian Tenaga, Sains, Teknologi dan Alam Sekitar dan Perubahan Iklim pada 17 Oktober 2018. Dasar dan polisi sisa. Pelan induk sisa pepejal Shah Alam. MBC telah mewujudkan pelan induk sisa pepejal atau Solid Waste Master Plan SWMP pada tahun 2018 untuk digunapakai sebagai rujukan jangka masa panjang dalam menguruskan semua jenis sisa pepejal di Bandaraya Shah Alam. Okay, next. Next. Okay. Ini adalah latar belakang berkaitan Shah Alam. Okay. Shah Alam merupakan pertemuan dua daerah besar di Selangor, iaitu Kelang dan Petaling. Untuk makluman, Selangor kekal sebagai penyumbang utama kepada ekonomi Malaysia dengan bahagian sebanyak 24.2%, diikuti oleh wilayah Persekutuan Kuala Lumpur, Sarawak, Johor, Pulau Pinang dan Sabah. Total populasi penduduk di Shah Alam anggaran lebih kurang 860,000 dengan keluasan 30 hektar. Next. Berikut adalah komposisi sisa makanan di Malaysia. Plastik menyumbang sebanyak 13.2%. Manakala di Shah Alam, plastik menyumbang lebih kurang 18.5% daripada jumlah plastik yang dihasilkan. Okay, next. Berikut paparan adalah sisa yang dihasilkan sehari ya. Okey, untuk makluman sisa yang terhasil di Shah Alam per kapita 0.9 kilogram per hari. Secara keseluruhan, domestic waste di Shah Alam lebih kurang 642 metrik tan per hari ya. Kalau kita tengok di sini ya, plastik di kawasan Shah Alam menyumbang jumlah keseluruhan lebih kurang 20% daripada hasil sisa yang dijana. Okay, next. Berikut adalah jenis-jenis sisa yang dihasilkan di Shah Alam ya. Okay, next. Kesan lambakan sisa di Shah Alam akan mewujudkan masalah kebersihan di kawasan perumahan, akan menyebabkan pembakaran terbuka, pencemaran air sungai, tasik dan kacau ganggu bau busuk. Next. Okay. Di paparan adalah longgokan sampah yang dilonggok di kawasan perindustrian lah, yang mendatangkan kacau ganggu bau busuk. Okay, next. Ini adalah tapak tempat pembuangan sampah haram yang dibuang di kawasan terpencil di kawasan tepi sungai. Terdapat pelbagai jenis sisa yang ada di sini, termasuklah sisa plastik. Pihak jabatan menimbulkan aduan, kebiasaannya sisa yang boleh menjanakan penambatan biasanya telah dijual. Yang sisa-sisa yang tidak boleh dijual akan dilakukan pembakaran. Ini isu di kawasan Majlis Bandar Shah Alam. Next. Ini adalah melibatkan satu kawasan di Shah Alam, di zoning perindustrian, di mana tapak kawasan kilang tidak dijaga dan telah menjadi tempat pembuangan sampah oleh pihak yang tidak bertanggungjawab lah, termasuk sisa-sisa chemical lah, sisa bahan kimia lah. Okey. Next, di paparan adalah kawasan kampung tanah luar kampung digunakan sebagai tapak untuk pengasihan sisa untuk dijual lah. Jadi pihak kami menerima aduan dari penduduk tentang aktiviti ini yang menimbulkan kacau ganggu kepada persekitaran dan kacau ganggu daripada haiwan hidupan dia, haiwan perosak. Okay, next. Kami juga menerima, di Shah Alam juga menerima banyaklah aduan berkaitan sisa-sisa pembuangan yang dibuang di kawasan takungan air ataupun kawasan kolam takungan banjir. Okay, next. Okay. Ini adalah pencemaran di kawasan longkang ataupun aliran air hasil daripada pembuangan dari pusat perniagaan. Okay, next. Okay, di sini saya banyak berkongsikan gambar-gambar. Okay. Ini adalah salah satu mengapa kita perlu menguruskan sisa yang dijana di Shah Alam dengan sempurna. Banyak pihak-pihak swasta ataupun berkepentingan mengambil kesempatan untuk melakukan aktiviti pembuangan dengan cara yang mudah, jimat kos dan melakukan pembakaran di kawasan-kawasan awam seperti di gambaran. Okay, next. Okay, di paparan adalah aktiviti pemadaman kebakaran yang berlaku di tapak pembuangan sampah haram di hampiran dengan Sungai Kandis, tepi Sungai Kandis. Ia memerlukan jangka masa yang lama untuk kita melakukan aktiviti pemadaman dan pihak yang terlibat, pihak Majlis Pensyarah Shah Alam telah membawa kes ini ke mahkamah. Okay, next. Okay. Pengenalan apa itu SUP. Okay. Plastik mengandungi bahan kimia yang berbahaya untuk kesihatan. Ini telah dipresent dalam pada speaker yang terdahulu oleh Profesor Madya Dr. Laura. Jadi saya tak perlu untuk terangkan lanjut. Okay. Okay, next. Single use plastik atau plastik seguna, barangan yang dibuat daripada bahan fosil, petrokimia yang dibuang selepas saja digunakan. Kebanyakan digunakan untuk pembungkusan peralatan makanan dan sebagainya, seperti contoh seperti botol, pembuat straw dan beg. Ini adalah gambar contoh single use plastik dalam kehidupan. Okay. Ini adalah bancian yang dijalankan oleh pihak MGTC berkaitan dengan kadar sampah yang dijana di kawasan Shah Alam. Kalau dalam paparan ini menunjuk daripada total responden 1928 orang. Okey. Okay, next. Kajian komposisi sisa di Wisata Alam. Kajian komposisi sisa di kebuk sampah Wisata Alam untuk mengetahui perataan sisa di kawasan berkenaan. Hasil kajian mendapati sisa plastik adalah 16.87 daripada keseluruhan sisa yang dihasilkan. Okay, next. Cara-cara pengurangan dan mengelakkan single use plastik. Okay. Kena fahamkan diri sendiri dulu. Belajar untuk mengenali SUP supaya boleh mengelak daripada membelinya. Kedua, fahamkan kepada orang lain. Beri penerangan kepada kawan-kawan, keluarga, jiran dan rakan statistik yang lain. Ketiga, pilih barang guna semula. Beli barangan yang boleh diguna berulang kali. Keempat, sebarluas promosi. Hebahkan di media sosial dan perniagaan berjenama popular. Keempat, kelima, pilihan alternatif yang lain. Bawa barangan guna semula dan guna semula. Contoh beli makanan dan minuman, bawa mak bekas makanan sendiri. Bawa beg kain dan guna semula. Alternatif berikut disyukan untuk menggantikan single use plastik, beg kertas, bekas makanan sendiri, botol air guna semula. Kita semula beg, wujudkan sistem cagaran untuk bekas makanan antara pembeli dan pembekal makanan. Penyediaan bekas makanan boleh guna semula percuma kepada pembeli. Perkakas makanan malam yang boleh dicuci dan digalakkan dine-in dan bukannya dibawa pulang. Okay. Ini adalah pengalaman Majlis Moderator Shah Alam bagi projek berkaitan single use plastik yang dijalankan di peringkat MBSA. Pertama, projek adalah di Wisata Alam. Peringkat MBSA, pertama kita akan buat lantikan pasukan gerak kerja komuniti bebas plastik sekali guna Wisata Alam. Pelaksana akan terlibat dalam projek ini untuk kerja-kerja advokasi, kempen dan promosi serta audit berkala yang akan dijalankan dari masa ke semasa. Kedua, mesyuarat berkala bersama JMB Wisata Alam, MDC dan pertemuan berkala bagi menerangkan perincian tentang projek dan bagaimana pelan awal dirancang untuk memastikan projek ini berjalan dengan pada kadar waktu yang ditetapkan. Tiga, sebar perkeliling dan bahan kempen promosi ke setiap premis melalui aplikasi. Pasukan gerak kerja KBP Wisata Alam akan membuat advokasi atau lawatan ke setiap premis di Wisata Alam untuk memberi penerangan, promosi melalui risalah, poster serta perkeliling berkenaan kesedaran untuk mengawal penggunaan bahan berasaskan plastik sekali guna. Keempat, program taklimat ceramah dan kempen KBPSG Wisata Alam untuk memastikan penduduk Wisata Alam memahami serta mendapat pencerahan berkenaan KBPSG Wisata Alam. Satu sesi taklimat ceramah dan kempen telah dianjurkan oleh pihak majlis. Lawatan dan audit berkala di tapak projek KBP Wisata Alam. Bagi memastikan projek berjalan dengan kelangsungan yang lama, pihak majlis melakukan pemantauan secara berkala di kawasan Wisata Alam bagi mengelakkan sebarang ketidakpatuhan serta anugerah dan penghargaan bagi menimbulkan kelangsungan minat dan semangat. Pihak majlis telah memberikan penghargaan kepada premis yang berjaya mengurangkan penggunaan SOP di premis perniagaan masing-masing. Peranan yang perlu dijalankan oleh pihak peniaga DON tidak menyediakan atau menggunakan beg plastik sekali guna dalam aktiviti perniagaan, tidak menggunakan bekas dan alatan makanan serta minuman berunsur plastik sekali guna, bekas alatan makanan minuman yang dibenarkan adalah daripada bahan yang boleh dikekal semula, produk yang diperbuat daripada kertas atau produk yang boleh digunakan semula oleh pengguna dan pelanggan. Tidak menggunakan alatan pakai buang berunsur plastik sekali guna. Contoh sarung tangan plastik, apron plastik. Mana yang dibolehkan di peringkat peniaga dibenarkan mengenakan cas bayaran 20 sen tertakluk pada arahan berdasarkan negeri pihak berkesempatan dari masa ke semasa kepada pengunjung bagi penggunaan beg kertas, beg guna semula boleh dikekal semula bagi menggantikan penggunaan beg plastik. Dibenarkan menyediakan bekas makanan, minuman yang boleh diguna semula dengan cas bayaran sebagai pilihan kepada pelanggan untuk membungkus makanan dan minuman. Mengamalkan amalan pengasihan sisa untuk dikita semula, guna semula dan menggunakan sisa yang dibuang dalam aktiviti harian perniagaan. Di peringkat pengguna pula, do and don'ts, menolak penggunaan plastik sekali guna di setiap premis perniagaan dan dalam kawasan wisata alam. Do, membawa bekas makanan minuman sendiri jika ingin membungkus makanan minuman untuk dibawa pulang take away atau membeli bekas yang boleh dikita semula, diguna semula di premis perniagaan berkenaan. Membawa sendiri beg guna semula untuk keperluan mengisi barangan yang dibeli di premis perniagaan. Mengamalkan amalan pengasihan sisa untuk dikitar semula, guna semula, mengurangkan sisa yang dibuang dalam aktiviti harian. Okey. Dalam melaksanakan projek berkaitan single use plastik, di pihak majlis juga terdapat beberapa kekangan. Di antaranya status kekangan kekurangan sokongan daripada pihak pengusaha setempat kerana faktor keuntungan perniagaan dan kos pelaburan. Sedangkan penyelesaiannya akan melaksanakan projek secara berperingkat bermula dengan penerangan kepada pihak pengurusan berkenaan manfaat dari projek. Kedua, kelemahan dari segi pengetahuan orang awam, dari segi kesan jangka masa panjang dan pendek tentang penggunaan plastik sekali guna. Cadangan penyelesaian memperbanyakkan kempen melalui ceramah, sebaran bahan promosi seperti poster, risalah dan pemantauan dari masa ke semasa ditapak. Ketiga, kekangan daripada aktiviti promosi dan kempen oleh kerana kos yang perlu ditanggung untuk memastikan kelangsungan projek. Cadangan penyelesaian mencari alternatif melalui kerjasama dengan badan korporat untuk tujuan promosi. Keempat, tiada akta atau undang-undang khas untuk tujuan penguasaan dan pemantauan. Cadangan penyelesaian membina model dan pelan tindakan langkah awal sebelum disebarluas ke setiap agensi yang berminat dalam melaksanakan projek penggunaan SUP. Untuk makluman semua, pelan tindakan telah disediakan dan baru siaplah. Ya. Okey, ini adalah satu sepadan pelaksanaan projek kempen komoditi bebas plastik sekali guna di Wisata Alam. Satu sekarang adalah pemantauan berkala bagi memastikan projek berterusan. Kempen berterusan dilaksanakan bagi memberi kefahaman kepada peniaga baru. Syur dari Jabatan Persenan dalam mengawal penggunaan SUP dalam syarat memperbaharui lesen perniagaan. Di Wisma Embassy pula, kempen dengan memberikan bekas makanan guna semula kepada warga kerja majlis untuk digunakan di kafeteria majlis. Pemantauan di kafeteria bagi mengelakkan penggunaan SUP single-use plastik. Syur kepada pihak pengurusan kafeteria majlis supaya syarikat yang ingin menyewa di Wisma Embassy supaya disyaratkan tidak menggunakan SUP. Okey. Pada tahun 2023, kita telah menjalankan usaha sama bersama pihak UGC UiTM bagi melaksanakan projek SUP Free Cafe UiTM 2023. Manakala di sekolah antarabangsa Dwi Imas, kita lagi masih di peringkat kerjasama dan akan memberi taklimat kepada pihak penguasa sekolah untuk melaksanakan projek SUP free di kantin sekolah. Target kita sasaran pada tahun 2024, kita akan bekerjasama dengan pihak PKNS untuk menjadikan komplek PKNS sebagai kawasan bebas plastik sekali guna. Okey, seterusnya ini adalah hadis Nabi, firman daripada Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala berkaitan pencemarian yang di alam sekitar. Setelah timbul berbagai kerosakan dan bala bencana di darat dan di laut dengan sebab apa yang telah dilakukan oleh tangan-tangan manusia. Kerana Allah hendak merasakan mereka sebahagian daripada belasan perbuatan buruk mereka telah dilakukan supaya mereka kembali kembali ke pangkal jalan. Okey, sekian share daripada saya. Jabatan Pengurusan Sisa Pekerjaan Majlis Bandar Shah Alam, saya serahkan kepada speaker, moderator.
Okay, terima kasih. What an insight into aktiviti-aktiviti yang berlaku di Shah Alam. Now I know why Shah Alam is such a nice place to live in. So my instincts were right. When I first came here, I chose to live in Shah Alam. Right, terima kasih semua panelis. Now I'm going to open the floor to Q&A. So are there any questions people would like to ask? I think I'm going to be looking into the YouTube comments to see whether there are any questions. Right. I think there is a comment made by Prof. Madya, Dr. Ahmad Faizal, that catering services which we use on campuses are still using plastic plates and cups and utensils. Right. And Prof. Dr. Ramlan has said Masmet is still promoting bottled mineral water or PTJs in Shah Alam. So I think we need to look at that again. And Prof. Ramlan again has reminded that anytime soon, plastic mineral bottles with the UiTM logo will be found in the middle of the Pacific as part of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, which Dr. Laura has mentioned. So I think we need to look at issues like that. UiTM Green Centre has posted the link for the attendance form in the YouTube channel. Right. So thank you very much, UiTM Green Centre. Can you please fill up the form for the attendance, as you will be able to receive, I think, jam latihan for this year. If you're struggling to make up the minimum requirements for that, please do fill up the forms now. Thank you so much, UiTM Green Centre. Okay. Are there any other questions or comments which the audience would like to make? I think Hamid Saifuddin is saying Stanleys and glass containers are the way to go. Right. Reusable containers, I think, are a very good thing to have. For example, this is the one I was showing you earlier. Right. This one, I've used this since pre-pandemic until now. So it's about almost half a decade already. So the top is plastic and the rubber has worn out. So I've thrown the rubber. So it's not exactly watertight. Just don't turn it upside down and it will be fine. But you can still use this container till today. And I think it has saved us from a lot of plastic cups. So if there are no questions from the floor for the panelists, maybe I can start the ball rolling here, because I've been taking notes, as you can see. If the panelists do not mind, maybe I will start the ball rolling first by asking questions. Sometimes, right, even if we want to take action, taking action is not as easy as ABC, because sometimes the problem, right, has several shades of gray, and it's just not black and white. For example, I've been reading this paper on the Great Plastic Garbage Patch, and one of the things that the researchers have found, right, is that there's actually wildlife now taking advantage of the plastic. So if we were to start removing that plastic from the Great Garbage Patch, right, we will also be removing wildlife that has adapted to life, on that flotilla of plastic, So I'm not sure, what are we going to do then, Any ideas, panelists? Anyone can answer?
Prof, yeah, maybe I can answer that, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, if we have a new ecosystem in the ocean, we can't really help that, but we don't want to have more great patches around the world. Yeah, maybe for those, we can't really do much about it because I guess that is their own, the environment that they can actually live on. But we don't want to start a new great patch somewhere else. So that's why we need some or another. Everyone has to, we have to be hand in hand in reducing the use of plastics. But I think that's true about the, new, of course, animals, I think at a new place, and there's actually, it's a huge patch. Yeah, it's so huge. It's almost like the shape of the Australia, isn't it?
It's large. I know.
Larger.
Large,
yeah. And animals do make the most out of it. Yeah, and as we can see that on land, quite a number of green areas are now all the trees are all cut down, and we have like barren lands. So where would the animals go? But sea animals, I'm not so sure. There's definitely a different scenario altogether. Yeah, but on land, there's another problem as well. We have to save the trees and don't use plastic. So many things that we have to do in order for us to, be alive. Yeah, just to stay alive on this earth. Yeah.
I'm glad that you mentioned about planting trees, right? Because in many places around the world, virgin forests are actually being cut down for industrial purposes. But if we look at the efforts of replanting of the trees, I think there are a number of challenges ahead. One of them is that the planting of the seedlings is just the first step, because if there's no management of the growth of those seedlings, they don't grow back to their original size, and they don't cover back the original area in which they were harvested from in the first place. So I think it's an issue of managing the regrowth of the forest. And there are also many areas around the world where there's this regrowth, where the introduced species, right, for regrowth is actually not native to that area. And then what you end up having is a monoculture of trees which are not technically native. Yeah, but they can grow fast and they can colonize the area, but then you have the problem of an invasive species in that area. So I suppose my question to you, Puan Mazura, is that one of the findings of your research was that there's a lack of awareness, right, of these issues relating to plastics, right? Now, if you had a magic wand and you could actually wave it, what would be the best way to create awareness? Because knowledge is actually power. Once you know what you're doing is wrong, then only you can take action about it. So what do you think is the best way for creating awareness?
Well, I guess, thank you so much for the question, yeah, Prof. And there's no really one way. You have to do it, it has to be multiple ways, yeah, in order to do this. But you said there's only one way, yeah, because of the magic wand. If I have a magic wand, I should be able to have many ways to do that. But yeah, I think it's the campaigns. The campaigns must be done, and there should be an SOP there, where there is a way of doing it. Everybody try to follow this SOP for every faculty, every campus. Yeah, everybody must be together in this. And when we do it together, hopefully, yeah, at the same time, all the students will be there, participate hopefully, and we will have quizzes and all whatnot, and prizes for them, and give them some sort of to show them that this is something important. Everybody is doing it. Everybody is like into this green campus. Everybody is like is bringing their own water bottle. Everybody is like eating in, not buying the plastic. So if everyone is into it, I guess it's the awareness is there, and they will pass it on to their friends as well. And we don't want it to be only on campus. We want it to stay. They should don't use and stop asking for plastic bags and all that when they are outside of campus as well. So we want it to be part of them already, not just for that 1 week campaign or for that 1 month activity, but it has to be ingrained into them. So that's the thing. There must be someone to push the campaigns to everyone, yeah. And I think it has to come from the top. That's right. If possible, your campaigns must be. You must.
So it should be followed up by some sort of Pekeliling Timbalan Night Chancellor or something like that.
Night Chancellor.
Yes.
I'm just joking. Yeah.
Yeah.
If possible,
So,
yeah. It has to be followed up by that. Yeah.
So it has to come from the number one then.
It should, and then if possible, when it's there, it's easier for us to implement, and hopefully people become more aware of the situation, and therefore we'll inculcate that feeling of of the dangers of this plastic. We shouldn't use plastic so much. Single-use plastics. Of course, the plastic that you were talking about, Prof, the Tupperware and all that. Yeah. I love those those too. I have all those multicolored plastic too, and I'm looking for the newer version every time. But these are reusable. We use them all the time, and it's an alternative for the single-use plastics. Yeah, that's the thing that we are concerned about.
Okay, maybe one of the things we can do as well, right, is to use alternatives to plastic. Like I'm a fountain pen user, right? So yeah, this is it. So you can actually refill this all the time. So you don't really use a ballpoint and then just throw it away. And of course, ink bottles can always be recycled. I have one here which I just finished using. So this one, ink is almost gone. I can recycle that afterwards.
Very good.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you shouldn't let your thesis written by your students go to waste, because there's a way to recycle a student's thesis. It's like this. So when used in this manner, it's a dissertation, right, that has been submitted. But when you turn it the other way, it becomes a notebook. So you can use the other side. So anyway, there are ways of actually cutting down the use of plastics, Like that dissertation actually has plastic covers on either side. But if you reuse it, turn it on its back and reuse it again, then it's not a single-use plastic anymore, right? It's double use now. So you've extended its life, at least for one. And it's going to forever sit on my shelf, because all my notebooks are on my shelf over here. Right. So anyway, food for thought, I suppose. Food for thought. So how do you plan to persuade, right, students to go and buy utensils and to carry them in a nice small little box, and then use them when they're eating at, in the faculty, I'm afraid that I would probably not do that, because I will come back to my office and actually eat with my utensils here. I have my utensils in the office. Right. So how do we persuade students? Yeah.
Idham, can you answer this?
Yeah. I think we may have lost a few people. I can't even see Laura in this anymore. We've lost her.
She's attending an ILD course.
Okay, ILD. Okay, right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
If you can design something that's
cool.
That's cool, hip, maybe just maybe some of them will bring them along, because in the States or in other countries in the world, the lunchbox is something that's normal. You bring your own lunch, or you can bring it in your lunchbox, or you can bring it in a paper bag, but it's something normal. But for us it's not, because maybe we prefer to eat at the cafe. If we eat at the cafe, that's fine. No problem with that. But it's just that when we take away, we love to take away with all these different types of plastic. That's the problem, right, Prof? Yeah. So I think we try to make it something like it's something normal. See, everybody brings it. So I guess we have to start it off. The lecturers have to do that. We come up with our a container, go to the cafe, get them to fill up whatever nasi and ayam, whatever that you want, and bring it back. You can eat it at your office, no problem at all. But we started off maybe the stuff, and then maybe the students see it, and when we have posters saying that do not, we're not going to provide plastic anymore, bring your own containers. Hopefully, it'll catch on, and students might bring their own containers, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a few questions for Encik Idham. Yeah, if you don't mind answering such questions. Encik Idham. Right. Hi.
Okay.
I'm really looking forward to the date 2030 for two reasons, I suppose, because that is the year I retire.
Okay.
Yeah. And secondly, that is the year that Shah Alam becomes free of single-use plastic, right? So zero single-use plastics. What sort of we always see these campaigns, right? That we can do certain things to make sure that we don't use single-use plastics. In addition to the initiatives which you shared in your slides, right? Do you think anything else could be done to encourage, even less single-use plastics among Shah Alam residents?
Okey, terima kasih Prof. Okey, di peringkat MSc, kita bukan sahaja memfokuskan program pencegahan single-use plastik. Banyak program kita jalankan melibatkan stakeholder di antaranya pengasingan sisa di rumah kediaman. Okey. Kita fokus, kita di peringkat majlis kita nak mencapai objektif kempen. Kita banyak pelbagai cara kita gunakan. Di antara yang paling penting sebenarnya, di mana sisa itu dijana. Sisa itu dijana untuk mengurangkan sisa. Untuk dilupuskan di tapak pelupusan yang berdaftar dengan majlis lah. Okey, kalau bertanya kepada pursuit untuk menggalakkan student untuk macam mana untuk membawa bekas guna semula kan. Mungkin dia diberikan kaedah insentif kepada pelajar lah. Okey, beri kaedah insentif dalam bentuk mungkin kupon makan kan. Okey, ataupun kredit hour lah pada student-student yang betul-betul proaktif atau terlibat dalam program yang dijalankan oleh pihak UiTM Green Centre. Tapi berbalik kepada yang diutarakan panel Puan Mazura tadi, saya memang setujulah. Memang arahan tu perlu daripada top management. Kita di MSA pun kita buat segala program dan tindakan berdasarkan kepada perkiling yang digariskan. Cuma dalam program ini MSA telah menyediakan model bagaimana untuk menjalankan program single-use plastik. Cuma di peringkat MSA kita lebih kepada setelah kita berikan pendidikan kesihatan, pelbagai program dijalankan, peringkat akhir yang boleh kita buat adalah daripada segi pemantauan dan penguasaan. Itu di peringkat majlis lah. Jadi untuk program single-use plastik sasaran MSA sehingga 2030 kita menyasarkan di kawasan pusat bandar Shah Alam saja buat masa ini akan bebas daripada penggunaan plastik sekali guna lah. Kita akan bekerjasama dengan wakil-wakil penduduk, wakil-wakil persatuan perniagaan dan pihak pengurusan bangunan, terutamanya melibatkan pihak kompleks perniagaan, organisasi yang melibatkan persatuan-persatuan ataupun seperti perindustrian, supaya dapat bekerjasama kita lah dalam mencapai hasrat MBC lah. Okey, Pak.
Okey. Terima kasih. Saya dipahamkan tadi kan ada macam proses pembakaran barang-barang yang tidak boleh dijual. Berapakah jumlah karbon yang dilepaskan ke udara kalau pembakaran tu dijalankan?
Okey. Untuk kiraan maklumat ni dekat saya tak ada maklumat lah. Okey, untuk dekat saya tak ada, mungkin di section yang berkaitan lah. Section di Jabatan Kesihatan yang terus kepada pengurusan daripada penyiasat dia ada kiraan karbon yang dikeluarkan. Saya tak ada maklumat tu. InsyaAllah saya akan bagi kemudian lah kalau.
Okey, boleh. Dan Tuan tanya kan kos penguasaan yang dijalankan untuk orang yang mencemarkan sungai itu, berapa kos yang terlibat?
Biasanya daripada aktiviti yang lepas yang melibatkan pembuangan sampah haram sebab dalam aktiviti kita untuk mencegah ataupun memadamkan kebakaran dan menutup tapak pembuangan sampah haram ni panggil tutup secamat, menelan banjir yang besar sebenarnya. Bergantung kepada keluasan saiz tapak pembuangan sampah tersebut. Biasanya kalau nilai untuk kita buat kajian kebersihan berdasarkan jumlah sampah yang kita bersihkan lah. Kalau hanya kos spesifik berdasarkan kes-kes yang lepas, million untuk satu tapak. Sebab kita daripada peringkat awal kita bekerjasama dengan pelbagai agensi, masuklah bomba, alam sekitar untuk melakukan aktiviti pemadaman, penguasaan, dan kita bekerjasama dengan pihak kerajaan negeri terutamanya untuk kita menutup sebuah tapak pembuangan sampah haram. Kalau tanya pasal kos, cecah bilion, ikut keluasan lah, milion lah, berjuta lah. Okay.
Yang tu adalah duit kita kan?
Okay, kalau dalam situasi ini kita tengok keadaan. Kalau kawasan itu di bawah tapak yang ada hak milik, kita akan tuntut semula. Kita akan tuntut semula berdasarkan undang-undang yang kita ada. Kita akan tuntut semula kepada pemilik lah. Biasanya dia akan bayar semula lah kos tersebut. Cuma yang di sini di kawasan tanah-tanah yang tak ada hak milik, terutamanya di kawasan-kawasan kerajaan, kita akan tanggung kos lah.
Ada satu soalan lagi, yang ni untuk kedua-dua panelis kita yang masih ada. Pembayaran 20 sen untuk satu beg plastik tu, adakah itu satu inisiatif yang bagus ke atau tak bagus?
Tiketkan harga. Ya. Saya serah daripada surah dulu.
Prof, ada pendapat
Ini
saya.
soalan dari YouTube.
In my opinion, pendapat saya, 20 sen sepatutnya tak perlu lagi bagi plastik. Tak perlu, tak payah. No more plastic, but charge them for the paper. Kita provide yang kertas, we provide the paper alternatives, but charge them and more expensive. For example, like 50 cents, so that they will not buy them. Kan, supaya dia takkan beli. Plastik dah tak nak lagi, tak nak guna lagi plastik. No more. Just get rid of the plastic. Okay, I think 20 cents pun memang terlalu sikit lah. Dia orang bayar saja. Tak ada masalah.
So it's a cost of doing business.
Ya, tak ada masalah lah 20 sen kan. Even nowadays, I see that when we go to supermarkets and all that, people just pay for them. They don't mind paying 20 cents for each plastic bag. Really? So that's why we say that no more. Just don't provide anymore and provide alternatives and charge more for the alternatives. Yeah, I think about 50 cents. Then they will probably think twice.
50 sen.
Then they'll think twice probably. Maybe. Well, it's just a suggestion. But, you know, the more expensive it is, the more people will think twice about doing this. And, you know, maybe it will resort for them to resort to bringing their own containers. Yeah.
Encik Idham, apakah pandangan MBSA tentang pembayaran 20 sen tu untuk beg plastik?
Di pandangan daripada pihak MBSA, kempen ini telah berjalan sejak tahun 2018 lagi. Tapi di masa sekarang pun, selepas pengumuman yang dibuat, kita akan 2030 tiada lagi penggunaan plastik. Terdapat beberapa institusi perniagaan atau komplek membeli belah yang sekarang dah tidak bekalkan. Yang boleh bayar cas beg plastik 20 sen lah. Ini adalah untuk mengurangkan penggunaan beg plastik tersebut lah. Banyaklah pasar-pasar raya yang mana saya pergi. Lepas tu retail kedai runcit yang dah banyak tak bawa guna plastik. Tapi pernahlah saya tengok sampai orang pegang barang, sanggup tak nak ambil plastik, pegang barang bawa balik. Tahniahlah kepada pengguna tersebut lah. Ya, di kawasan pasar raya lah. Okey.
Ada komen di YouTube kan, yang ni dari Hamid Saifuddin. Sunway University prohibits the use of single-use straws on campus. Literally non-existent when you visit their cafes. rasa pandangannya kalau you buat inisiatif macam tu, right? Mungkin ia akan bermula secara perlahan, tapi lama-lama mungkin ia akan mendapat sokongan ramai lah.
Betul, betul serangan tu. Di sesebuah organisasi itulah seperti yang dicakapkan dulu, perlu ada arahan daripada pihak atasan ataupun SOP. Sebab di sesebuah kawasan atau pembangunan dikawal oleh pihak pentadbiran itu sendiri. Jadi kita boleh menguasakan perkiling ataupun garis panduan yang berkaitan yang menggalakkan pencegahan penggunaan plastik di dunia.
Okey, terima kasih Encik Idham and Puan Mazura. I don't have any further questions. Ada tak soalan dari penonton di YouTube atau orang-orang yang hadir di Google Meet sekarang? Ada soalan lagi? Okay, if there are no questions, can I call upon the panelists to, give their final views on the matter? Is there any pesanan yang you nak bagi kepada penonton-penonton kita di Google Meet dan juga di YouTube? Let me start. Puan Mazura, is there any pesanan yang you nak bagi?
Rasanya saya dah bagi beberapa pesanan tadi dari segi kesimpulannya. Pihak atasan lah saya rasa yang penting untuk dibagi arahan kepada semua di universiti, di kampus, dan kita kalau boleh kita buat sebanyak mungkin kempen, awareness campaign supaya lebih ramai yang sedar akan pentingnya masalah ini ya. Ada yang masih lagi tak sedar lagi, macam benda ni tak ada masalah lah, orang lain akan buat, tak perlu saya kan. Dan lepas tu kita dapatkan semua cafe operators ya, semua yang ada di kampus supaya tidak lagi ya memberi plastik lah, tidak lagi menyediakan beg-beg plastik, bekas-bekas plastik untuk semua. Jadi dan letak poster di merata-rata tempat mengatakan bawa bring your own containers, bawa bekas masing-masing. Dan mungkin kalau kita dapat laksanakan ni dan semua orang join sekali, sama-sama rasakan ini penting, insyaAllah kita akan dapat mengurangkan plastik di kampus. Terutamanya ialah botol tu lah, botol air tu. Terutamanya botol air tu. Terima kasih.
Maybe we can brand the campaign as BTS, bawa Tupperware sendiri.
Tupperware.
And then we can play, we can actually play some Korean music together with it, to BTS today.
Instead of bring your own, we say BTS ya.
Bawa Tupperware sendiri. Right, so
a good one, Prof. Right. Put it down somewhere.
Okay. Notes. Yeah. Okay, Encik Idham, ada tak pesanan terakhir untuk penonton-penonton kita di YouTube dan Google Meet?
Okey, untuk dari saya sendirilah. Kita sebagai pengguna kita kena bijaklah. Kita dah tahu dasar dah banyak dibawakan berkenaan kesan penggunaan plastik sekali guna terhadap kehidupan, terhadap alam sekitar kan, bahayanya kepada kesihatan. Jadi telah diadakan pelbagai garis panduan, telah diadakan pelbagai program untuk memberi pendidikan, kesedaran. Terserah kepada pengguna sekarang. Maksud saya masyarakat lah, penduduk di kawasan kediaman resident yang ada. Kita bijaklah. Kalau dah kerajaan syorkan mana yang lebih baik, kita galakkan lah. Contohnya macam Cik cakap tadi, bawa bekas makanan sendiri kan. Bawa lah. Kalau kena guna pad recycle, bawa guna sendiri sebagai bungkusan. Masyarakat yang boleh bantu kerajaan untuk menjayakan sesuatu program tanpa kerjasama, saya rasa program ini untuk mencapai sesuatu objektif kurang berkesan lah. Perlu komitmen daripada masyarakat. untuk saling membantu, ingat dan mengingatkan. Okay.
Betul tu. Kalau tak ada komen lagi atau tak ada soalan lagi, thank you very much to the panelists. Terima kasih semua kerana sudi berada dengan UiTM Green Centre pada hari ini. I hope that in the future we will all say no to single-use plastic. Right. So thank you very much. Thank you for being here. I hope you've enjoyed yourself and maybe learned something along the way. I know I have. Dr. Laura has put some really terrifying pictures in my mind. I can't stop thinking about the turtles, which is shown on the slides. You know? So anyway, thank you very much, everyone. So shall I say goodbye now?
Thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah. Okay. Goodbye, Encik Idham. Goodbye, Puan Mazura, and goodbye, Dr. Laura, wherever you are. I think you're in ILD, yeah? Somewhere in, yes. Yeah. The Nilai. See you. Bye-bye. So